All right, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but hello everyone. How are you doing today? My name is Danielle Perino. I am a volunteer at the American Center in Moscow. I am from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I will be today's host of Last Week in America. So if everyone's ready to get started, let's move on to our first topic. So I will be talking about the El Dorado Wildfires. So on September 5th, a wildfire was started in Yucaipa, California. The fire was sparked by a couple using a smoke bomb at a gender reveal party. So California has been going through a bit of a heat spell. So when they used this smoking device, it lit up some tall, dry grasses and ignited this large wildfire. So far, 10,000 acres of land has been affected by the fire, and 20,000 people have been forced to evacuate from their homes. So continuing on to the next slide, only 16% of the fire has been contained as of now, and the couple responsible may be liable to pay millions of dollars in damage for the destruction that they caused, as well as possible criminal charges if any homes are destroyed. So moving on to the next slide, I will be talking about a Willy Wonka inspired treasure hunt. So the original creator of Jelly Belly jelly beans, David Klein, has launched a nationwide treasure hunt this past week. For just $49.99, participants are entered in the treasure hunt, and only 1,000 tickets are sold per state, but only one player will find the golden ticket through riddles given to them. So continuing on to the next slide, the prizes include $5,000 and all expenses paid trip to a candy making university in the ultimate prize, a mysterious candy factory. So to my knowledge, there will be multiple winners of the $5,000 cash prize, but only one special person will win the candy factory. And I included a photo of on the right showing the golden ticket, which is actually a necklace. And during this scavenger hunt, people will be given riddles and they will need to actually go out and find this golden ticket wherever it may be. And of course, Mr. Klein was inspired by the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So moving on to the next slide. Contestants are still unsure what they've signed up for, as the precise location of the factory is unknown, as well as the current condition of the building. A lot of people called Mr. Klein out on social media, accusing him of scamming people, that this is just one big money-grabbing scheme, but he assured them that this is 100% real, and there is an actual candy factory that is being given away. He also stated that this has been a bucket list dream for him ever since he started, partaking in the candy making industry. So I think that's pretty interesting. I'm glad that he was able to set out and do that. And California was actually the first state to sell out of tickets since the start of the hunt. So in the next slide here, we will watch a brief news clip detailing the scavenger hunt. Okay, so I think there might be some technical difficulties. So I'm going to move on to the next topic, which is the protests that have been continuing across the country. So over Labor Day weekend, protesters demonstrated over the killing of Breonna Taylor, Danielle Perino, George Floyd, as well as protesting the interactions of Black people with the police. So in Rochester, New York, footage of a fatal police encounter involving a man named Danielle Perino was released. So continuing on to the next slide, Mr. Perino had actually died back in March, but the details of his death remain unknown until police body cam footage was released. So it was originally believed that he had died of a drug overdose, but the footage revealed that Mr. Prude was actually killed being subdued by the police in the midst of a psychotic episode. So although there were drugs in the system at the time, the ultimate ruling of his death was homicide. So continuing on to the next slide. The long delay in the release of footage has led to accusations that the local leaders from the city tried to hide the killing from the public, which in turn caused the protests that have been happening over the weekend. And so far, 7 officers from the Rochester Police Department that were involved in the arrest have been suspended with pay, while the deputy chief and commanding officers decided to retire following the accusations. So moving on to the next slide. I'm not sure if we're going to show that video or not, but I do have a few discussion questions for you guys. So my first question being, do you support the protests happening in America? And my second question is, should the people be responsible for the wildfire in California? And the third question is a little bit lighthearted compared to the other topics, but would you be willing to spend $50 in hopes of winning a candy factory? And I do see that we have some questions here, so I'll get into those as well. Our first question is, why would they have a smoke bomb at a party? I was reading these articles about this party, and there is a lot of controversy about these gender reveal parties. They've become a trend over the years. So the smoke bomb, I guess they buy it from a fireworks place, they light it off, and it shows the color, blue or pink for the baby. But I guess it must have just lit up the grass since it was so dry. And the second question is, do you know anyone who's bought a ticket? No, I don't actually. Yeah, I was looking at the website, the scavenger hunt website, and it shows where the tickets are, and I don't think that it's sold out in Pennsylvania yet, so no, I don't know anyone who's bought a ticket. In my personal opinion, I don't know if it's worth $50. I'm not a big scavenger hunt person. I mean, that just seems like a pretty expensive ticket to pay to possibly win something. And plus, no one knows where the candy factory is or what condition it's in. So maybe that's just a gamble that some people aren't willing to take. All right, so we're going to go ahead and show the clip of the scavenger hunt.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory comes to real life.
'Cause I've got a golden ticket.
We are doing the goldticket.com treasure hunt.
The founder of Jelly Belly Jelly Beans, David Klein, announced his own golden ticket adventure, just like in the iconic film.
You've got it! You've got the last golden ticket!
It's going to be a treasure hunt across the whole entire country, where we're going to be hiding these right here.
Klein, who's no longer affiliated with Jelly Belly, says hidden in every state is a golden ticket, in this case, a necklace, giving people a chance to win $5,000.
We're going to have the ultimate treasure hunt, where the winner will be receiving a key to one of our candy factories.
Does that sound a bit familiar?
How did you like the chocolate factory, Charlie?
I think it's the most wonderful place in the whole world.
I'm very pleased to hear you say that, because I'm giving it to you.
It'll cost you $50 to sign up, and only 1,000 people in each state can participate, a press release stated.
We're looking for you, Charlie, out there.
Unclear if Oompa Loompas come with the prize.
Oompa Loompa Doompa-dee-doo, I've got another puzzle for you.
Inside Edition Digital.
All right, so what do you guys think? Do you think it's too good to be true? I don't know. I mean, I would enter in hopes of winning $5,000, but I don't know if I want a candy factory. Seems like something not the average person would be prepared to take care of. but at the same time, they are offering the candy making university, which I didn't know that was a thing, but. All right, so here we have an answer from for one of the discussion questions. I think there should be definitely some punishment for starting a wildfire, but I'm not sure how a person or family could realistically compensate the damages caused by the fire. Yeah, I definitely agree there should be punishment. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, that's kind of a difficult situation. Obviously, it wasn't intentional, but I would say, like, given these circumstances, they should have been more responsible with the pyrotechnics that they were working with. I just hope that no one, really gets affected by this fire, because right now it's just, to my knowledge, in forests, it hasn't spread to where people actually live. But I do know that they had to rescue quite a few people that were camping there. So. Let's see, do we have any other responses? Are there ever any wildfires where you live? No, not really. I would say not really like natural caused wildfires. I'm sure that there have been incidents where people have caused the fire, but the climate here doesn't really like allow for that to happen. So I haven't really heard of any major wildfire responses. Are there? Here's another question for you guys. Have you ever seen the movie Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory? Either the old one or the new one. I've seen both of them. I think that they're pretty fun movies. But that brings up another point. Like, of course, it makes a good movie, but I don't know if that would be a good idea in real life. I mean, hey, we'll see how it plays out. I'm not sure how long the scavenger hunt will last. I mean, maybe someone will find the golden ticket soon, but who knows? Here's a comment. Feels like the family from California is an example of how people don't know how to behave in the climate changing environment. Yes, that is true. I think that, people just need to be more responsible. This whole like gender reveal thing is just like, hopefully like a fad. I don't know. Definitely like they should not have been doing that. Given like the climate conditions, it's been really hot this week. But I heard that it's going to cool down soon. Like there's going to be winter storms blowing in. Maybe something educational programs would be better option in the long term. Yes, definitely. This is random, but I remember as a kid, during like elementary school, we used to have to watch like these like educational programs like about forest fires and all that stuff. So I mean, we definitely like do have the resources, but I guess it's just people being selfish. So I've seen the old movie. The songs are really catchy. I'm not sure how I feel about the exploitation of Oompa Loompas, though. Yeah, that's a good one. No, I haven't seen it, but my girlfriend really likes that movie, so I guess I have no choice. Well, maybe need to watch it with her then, because it is a good movie. I guess I prefer the old one better than the new one. I don't know. I think the scavenger hunt would be more fun if it was closely related to the movie, like not having to go on like a scavenger hunt, just like maybe like, you know, like the movie where you gotta like buy a chocolate bar and, you know, then you might get the golden ticket. I think that would be more engaging. I would be more active in that. I think I would go out and buy chocolate bars in hopes of winning a candy factory. $50 is too steep. Are the protests still going on as widely as when they started several months ago? Yes, I would say so. In certain states and cities, they've been going on. I think it's died down in a lot of places. Like right now, there's no protests happening where I live, but as these events continue to like unfold, I feel like it keeps putting more fire into the protests, because of course, like I said with the Rochester protest, that happened because something that happened months ago, but as new information comes out, it just makes people more upset. So in Rochester, a man back in March was having a psychotic episode, and the police were called to the situation. He had apparently been struggling with mental health issues. I'm not sure if the police were called because of the disturbance or maybe like his family was calling to check up on them. But basically what happened was the police were trying to subdue him. And during this process, they abused him. They used a sock and they stuck it in his mouth. And they pinned him down on the ground, which ultimately caused asphyxiation, and he passed away. And when he went to the hospital, because they didn't have the footage, they tested for drugs in his system and they found that there was PCP, I think. So they declared his death as an overdose. But I believe maybe like a week ago, the police body cam footage came out and revealed what actually happened, which of course caused an outrage in the city. They believe the people protesting believe that the leaders, the police, like mishandled the situation. They did not put out the correct information, which misled the public of what happened. So that they're protesting because they think that they did that. The leader did that intentionally. And also the chief police voluntarily retire. I feel like a lot of people just like anywhere are the protests are a very polarizing thing. A lot of people, they support them or they don't. So I think that is causing a little bit of a divide in America. Here's a question. Are your friends and people you know divided on that issue? Yes, I think that different demographics of people obviously have different opinions on this. Younger people may feel more inclined to support the protest, while older people, especially living in a small town, may disagree with the protests. They may disagree with the possibility of like looting and the destruction that's happening. That might be all they see in the situation. They may not understand like the big picture. But I would say that, it's 50-50, I know that back in March, I think a lot of my friends did attend the protest in Pittsburgh. Here's another question. What is the difference between baby showers and a gender reveal party? Sorry for changing the topic, really curious. No, that's a good question. I guess a baby shower is just, I've never been to either of these things, but I guess that is just kind of, perhaps before what they find out the baby is. I think it's just celebrating the pregnancy, and it's a time for friends and family to come and like give gifts, celebrate the pregnancy. And a gender reveal party is just when they go to the doctor and find out the reveal. And I think it's more for like the couple, I guess, because they don't know the gender yet, and they'll have someone. There's like different ways to do it, like with the blue and pink smoke, or I've seen like balloons and confetti, but it's just a way to surprise the family what gender the baby is. So here is the final question. Here in Russia, some women have a lot of superstition, and some keep their pregnancy a secret. Are there any superstitions like that in the U.S.? I don't think so. Not that I know of. I think that it's pretty common to have baby showers and gender reveal parties. Oh, actually, there's another question. Is it common among people to have these parties? Yes, I would say so. I think that gender reveal parties have become like a popular, social media thing over the years. It's a way for people to, record themselves, record their reactions to what the gender of their baby will be. So it's increasing in popularity. Oh, here's another one. Is it a big thing in the US? Does it really matter what the gender is? I guess it's a big thing. I guess it's up to the parents if it matters what the gender is. I've definitely seen some, gender reveal party fails on YouTube where perhaps the mother, finds out what gender it is and she's not particularly happy with it. But I think that's just an individual thing. So that appears to be all the questions that we have today. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in, and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube so that we can learn, connect, and produce together. Bye, everyone.